Why seller financing is the ultimate tool for real estate investors. Hey guys, it's Phillip, full-time real estate investor with over 20 years experience. Everything I do every single day is buy, fix and flip, buy and hold, buy, rent, and do all kinds of creative financing real estate. And one of the secrets to my success over the years and my favorite way to purchase houses is with seller financing, owner financing, creative financing, subject to, and all of these creative strategies that a lot of real estate investors overlook. As a real estate coach who trains investors, I want to share with you the ultimate tool that you can use to create win-win situations when investing in properties with seller financing. So if you're an investor, you already know that the benefits of owning rental properties, right? You have the cash flow, you have appreciation, which is the property values going up. You have the tax benefits such as depreciation, where you get to write off a depreciated amount every single year of that property value. You get to write off the taxes that you pay, the interest that you pay, and you're also paying down the mortgage on the loan every single month while you make a payment from, get this, your renter's check. Right? Not only are you paying down the principal and you're getting all of these benefits, but all of these things are happening due to a renter or an Airbnb or whoever else is paying that property, and you're just managing that asset. When you combine all of these tools with creative financing, subject to, and owner financing strategies, it is a game changer. And that's where seller financing comes in. And I want to share with you 10 reasons why seller financing is the ultimate tool for real estate investors. The first thing is that you get a reduced need of financial traditional financing, right? Traditional financing, when you go to a mortgage lender, and I'm a broker as well, so you can come to me for loans, but what's going to be required for you to purchase an investment property typically is 20% down plus closing costs plus points. By the time you purchase that property, you're going to pay 20 to 30% in the form of a down payment, which would limit how fast you can grow your business, right? But with seller financing, there's no need for going on that. You don't have to rely on those traditional lenders to fund those investments. And this means that you can invest in properties that may not qualify for traditional financing. For example, properties that need a lot of repairs, or a lot of times we even purchase properties that are over leveraged, meaning that the seller owes more than what a lender would actually loan us on that property. Not because the property is worth less, but because, again, they require that big down payment. You also have a greater negotiating power when you're working with a seller directly with terms and owner financing. What does that mean? Sometimes we can pay more for a property than we would if we were to pay all cash. A lot of times when we need to purchase a property all cash and we need to follow that 70% maximum allowable offer formula, the sellers owe more than 70%. So that leaves us in a position where we can't even offer them the cash price because the cash price is too high for us to be able to purchase it with hard money, renovate, sell it, and make a profit. Does that make sense? So whenever somebody owes, let's say they owe 80% or 85%, can we still purchase that property? Yes. My answer to that question is that we can. A lot of times we can purchase the property for 80, 85, 90% of the value because they have a really good underlying loan in place that we can take over. And when we take over those payments, we don't have to use hard money. We don't have to use private money. We can take over those payments and leverage the existing financing that's already in place, thereby being able to pay more for that property because we're going to hold that property long term and exit later on down the road, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, instead of in 3 to 6 months when you're using hard money or private money, okay? So the other benefit that we get is we get to have better cash flow. How would we get better cash flow on a property that we're paying 80 to 85% instead of 70%? Well, it's simple. When you're getting owner financing, you create the offer that you make. You can offer to take over their payments, and a lot of times the payments that you're taking over are from a loan that they purchased when they were buying the house to live in. So they got an owner-occupied interest rate, and those interest rates are usually way lower than what your investment loans are going to be. So as an example, I just took over a property that had a 5.5% interest rate, where if I were to purchase a property today with With investment loans or an investor loan, the interest rates would be 7, 8, 9%. Okay, so by taking over the payments, I was able to pick up that property subject to the existing loan that was in place at 5.5% interest. There's loans out there that you can pick up subject to that are at 3.5%, 4.5%, right? All of the interest rates that we've been seeing over the past few years, now that you have a motivated seller that needs to sell and you can take over those payments, you get to take advantage of those low interest rates that are in place as well. That means that the monthly payment is going to be lower than what we can rent that property for, thereby increasing the cash flow. Now, another benefit is that we get to purchase these properties without personally signing for debt, without having to use our own personal credit, and without having any credit check. So that means if you find a motivated seller and you sell yourself and your credibility with that seller, that's all the credit you need. You don't need to have perfect A+ credit. I don't care if you just went through bankruptcy, or if you just went through a foreclosure yourself, or God forbid, if you just got out of prison, but you found a motivated seller, you can actually purchase that house subject to, because the only person that needs to approve you purchasing that property is the seller that you're dealing with. Okay, so again, you don't have to personally sign for debt. You can take over payments on the existing financing as long as you prove yourself and your trustworthiness, because once that seller trusts you and knows that you have the ability to see this to the end, then you'll be able to purchase that property without having to check your credit. Another benefit to buying houses with owner financing and with creative financing subject to is that there's no appraisal required. You don't have to get the house appraised and go through the traditional process that takes on average of 30 days to purchase that property, so you can purchase the property faster because you're not relying on a lender. So there's no need for an appraisal, and this will save you time and money. Another benefit is that there are no prepayment penalties. So whenever you purchase a property subject to, you're purchasing that property based on the existing term of the loans that were in place when the seller that you're purchasing it from purchased that property, right? And got that financing. Or if you're getting owner financing, you can set it up to where you have 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and it doesn't matter whether you pay it off a year from now, 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, there will be no prepayment penalties. Again, some of the best terms that we offer when we're doing creative financing deals for investors with our brokerage services is that we offer better rates if you accept points, meaning that we want the loan to stay out there for 5 years. But if you pay it off in less than 5 years, you're going to pay a prepayment penalty, right? And so there's different structures when you're getting these investor loans that'll help adjust the interest rate that you get. And so when you're dealing with owner financing and subject to, you don't have to put any of those prepayment penalties in place. The other benefit that we get when we're dealing with terms is that we can have faster closing processes. There have been times where I was able to purchase and close on a property in less than 7 days. As quick as the title company can get a title research back and get us approved and get us set up and get us into, get the seller's title approved for us to purchase it. Again, we don't have to get approved, but we have to get the title, make sure that there's clear title, make sure there's no other liens and things like that. As soon as we have that, we can close. And again, we're buying the house with owner financing, so there's not all this 30-day red tape that you have to go through with the traditional lender, so you can get the property closed in days or weeks rather than months. We also have the potential for higher returns. With seller financing, you have the potential to earn a higher return on your investment than you would with traditional financing. This means that you can potentially make more money from your rental properties. There's no need for a huge down payment. A lot of times when I'm dealing with sellers, we offer little or nothing down. Sometimes we're purchasing that property subject to the existing loan for exactly what they owe on the balance of that loan, or maybe we're giving them a few $1,000s for moving money. It really just depends on the seller situation, but you can structure these deals with little or no money down. Sometimes you will put some money down, which is fine. It's always going to be less than that 20 to 30% that you would put down if you were buying with traditional rental loans, investment loans, and things like that, okay? And then as owner financing deals, we have way more control of the deal. With seller financing, you have more control over the terms of the deal, meaning like 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. And this means that you can structure the deal that suits your needs and that fits your needs for that property and for that investment. So in summary, seller financing is the ultimate tool for real estate investors. And by using this financing option, you can enjoy a range of benefits that are only available through real estate investors, through motivated sellers, and they're not traditional financing solutions, right? So the next time you invest in investment property, consider seller financing. I like to always offer sellers that I'm dealing with multiple offers. I might offer a lowball cash offer. I might offer an offer where I'm taking over the payment subject to, or a hybrid where we're giving them some cash and taking over the payments on the balance of their loan, right? So you can do multiple offers. And here's the rub, guys. A lot of times, if you're dealing with the motivated seller and you give them 2 or 3 or 4 different options of the ways that you can buy a house, and making sure that all of those options fit your investment goals, a lot of times they forget they don't have to choose one, but they will choose one of the offers that you put in front of them. So make sure that when you're making offers to sellers, make a cash offer, make a seller financing offer, make a subject to offer, and watch and see as they choose one that works for them and that works for you. So if you're ready to get started or take your real estate investment business to the next level, don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or you would like to explore whether we can work together and we're a fit to work together. So let's go out there and make it a great day, and I'll catch you on the flip side.